All right, Bradie, I want to ask you a question real quick here. We know that this fight is happening. Apparently, we're minutes away from this fight happening, which has a fantastic undercard. I think that they're putting a lot of stock into Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor rematch, right? Which will be a good fight. It's going to have to be a good fight. You've got Ramos and Barrios for in a welterweight clash there, right? That's going to be a one hell of a fight. But the main event for this thing, we've had pressers going on all week long, media day, watching these guys in the gym jerk off Paul with his red rooster hairdo.
I was waiting for it.
You ain't Terry Taylor.
You can't even get through the intro without shitting on the fucking guy. I love it.
It's hard not to. And you know what? And he makes it very easy because he's doing a fantastic job of being unlikable. He's playing a heel great, dude. Like, I'll tell you, don't you think?
He learned from pros like me. Without learning from pros like me. Look it is hard to have people hate you as much as they hate Jake Paul. I've been working on it my whole life. Jake Paul is a fucking heat seeker. I have not seen anybody have more leave the ring vibes since X-Pac.
Really?
Sean Waltman.
So you're saying Jake Paul has X-Pac heat.
He's got go away heat.
But he must not if he's gonna, fight Mike Tyson in an exhibition and get $40 million for it. Because the people that are buying this are all of his followers, all of his Vine
Nobody's buying it.
Followers.
It's Netflix and Kill.
So he's already made the money.
It's Netflix. It went from Netflix and Chill to Netflix and Kill. He's already been paid. What their whole plan with this thing was, is to get as many eyes and to get more viewers for a live U.S. sporting event than ever before. They're looking for history-making stuff, and I think they're going to get it. I think there's grandmothers. I think there's mothers. I think there's brothers. I think there's sisters. There's nieces, nephews. Everybody in under the rainbow will be watching this fight on Friday. If you're listening to this, this will be tomorrow. They're watching this. It's going to happen. Unfortunately, they're going to see a work. What's a work? Friday. That's a work.
Now, is it a work or is everybody just looking too deep into this to try to make it something bigger than it really is, to try to make it an actual fight? Do we want Mike Tyson so badly to get in there and just lay one down on Jake Paul?
No.
So badly that we're looking past the fact that this is going to be a work.
In a perfect world, and this is a perfect world, and unless you're 20 years old or younger, in a perfect world, Mike Tyson starches him in the very first punch. Very first punch thrown, just sleeps him. It does the whole Conor Jose Aldo gimmick. Just sleeps him, goes off into the sunset with his 10 million. Jake can go away with his 30, and we never really have to hear about this Jake Paul thing again. But I think what's going to happen is you're going to see Tyson gas out over 4 or 5 rounds. The ref will stop it. Due to, it'll be a TKO against the ropes kind of thing because Tyson's gassed. Then you're going to hear Jake Paul get on the microphone and he's going to call out Canelo. And I think that's what this whole thing is. I think this is a giant commercial to show Canelo, hey, I'll get you some Netflix money and more eyes than you've ever had before. Get over here and fight me. Unfortunately, I'm 45 pounds heavier than you, but I'm going to try and fight you. I think he needs to get on the microphone and say, I've heard about this guy from Sydney, Nova Scotia called Ryan Rozicki, and I think I want to fight him. But that's not a perfect world. Perfect world, Tyson knocks him the fuck out. Perfect world, if Jake ends up winning, he calls out Ryan Rozicki. Neither of those things are going to happen. I'm super disappointed, but I'll be there watching.
Here's what I would love to see happen. I would love to see all of those things. I too think that Jake Paul is going to win this. I think it's going to be a little bit different. I think that it is going to go the distance. I think that it's going to be Jake carrying him through that, and he wins a decision. By knocking out Mike Tyson, this does nothing for Jake Paul on either end. We've talked about this since the day one. You beat up an old guy. Cool. You lose to an old guy. Cool. That does nothing. But if this goes the distance and then Mike Tyson gets on the microphone, because you know they're going to ask him, and if he still hasn't had a heart attack at some point, you're going to hear him put over Jake Paul as a real deal, as a legitimate boxer. And that endorsement is the win. That's the rub for everybody. To knock out Mike Tyson does nothing for his record. That does nothing. Jake Paul has to get into boxing. Jake Paul walking around now at about 245. He's going to walk around. He's going to weigh in at like 240, 245 pounds. You know what boxer outside out? Apparently that's what he's clocking in at.
Really? 245?
That's what they've got him listed at online.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy. Right?
Fucking Canelo fights in 165 pounds.
So that's some bully shit. That's a bully move.
Fuck?
But you know who does fight? That's a heavyweight fight. You know who does fight at that? Who's probably not the greatest boxer in the world. Got some knockout power. Still has a lot of name cachet.
Logan Paul.
Deontay Wilder.
Oh, geez, we've talked about this before. That's not going to happen. He's
Come
not
on,
Deontay
give it to
Wilder.
me.
You just want to see him get fucking Charlie Zenonoff in the fucking gym type thing. You just want to see the Charlie Z effect. You want to see him get slept.
Or does he finally get into MMA after this and fulfill some of that PFL stuff that he's supposed to be doing?
No.
And we get to see him there? No, I don't think we do.
If he does the PFL, he'll be fighting BJ Penn.
If he does,
you know what I mean? Like it's not going to happen.
Hey, you should fight Francis Ngannou.
I feel like you're just trying to kill this kid. That's what's happening here. You're not taking the Dave Meltzer approach like I did at the beginning of the show. You're just full on saying, here,
listen,
here's some murderers to fight.
Here's the thing. It's a straight up bully move. Like trying to call out all of these people that are not boxers, first of all. And then you're so much bigger than them come fight time anyways.
Look at the guy
that's some bully shit.
The guy that he weighed the same amount, he had the same amount of skill level, I guess. You could debatable, but same amount of skill level, same amount of experience was Tommy Fury, and he lost that fight by decision. So what are we doing here?
And we haven't seen Tommy Fury since.
He's been hanging out with Tommy Aspinall.
Oh, two Toms.
And we you know what? We don't really have a segment for it. We should probably just sort of fucking segue it in here.
Well, let me tell you how to segue this then, Bradie.
All right, let's do it.
Since we're talking about Jake Paul and we're talking about him and this heavyweight stuff and how he's trying to call out Canelo, who clearly weighs so much smaller than him. What about this reminds you of a guy named Jon Jones who wants to go after fighting Stipe and call out a guy who's clearly smaller than him in Alex Pereira instead of fighting the heavyweight interim champion for the belt like he's supposed to fight. That's a segue. Go, Bradie. What do you got?
I got the fact that John came out and said that he doesn't want to gamble his legacy away. And Tom's response to it was, well, if you're saying that you're not going to gamble your legacy, obviously you know you're going to fucking lose to me, or there's a good chance it's going to happen. So you are starting to see Tom get a little bit more aggressive with these call-outs. You said that Tom is the replacement fighter for this Saturday if something happens to either Stipe or John last minute. I don't think what's going to happen in my lifetime. I don't think we're ever going to see Tom Aspinall fight Jon Jones. I think Jon Jones is a fucking bitch. I wouldn't say that anywhere near his face or anyone that knows him to their face, but Jon Jones is playing the bitch move. And for the toughest, most experienced fighter in the world, who is claims GOAT status, and other people like to claim that he is the GOAT, he's a fucking bitch, man.
He's acting a little bit more like a throat goat right now, to be honest with you. If I'm Tom Aspinall, here's what I do. Because you know that they're going to have the cameras there. Jon Jones, perfect world. Jon Jones wins this fight. And you got maybe Alex is there. Maybe, you know what I mean? Is Alex going to be at these fights in New York as well? I don't know. Maybe. Probably. So then if the UFC will have cameras on both of them. Split camera. Picture this. Split camera, both of them. And then Jon Jones talking on the other one, right? About what he's going to do next. and everybody's waiting. Who's he going to call out? Who's he going to call out? If I'm Tom Aspinall, I reach down and I pull up my tablet that I've already got loaded up, and I hit play on that video of him in a nightclub, of Jon Jones in a comedy club acting a certain way. And that's how you get that fight. Enough of this bullshit of trying to bully littler dudes. I mean, if that's what you're into, then go right ahead. Have a nice time. But at the end of the day, you got to fight Tom Aspinall.
He just flat out gets on the microphone and calls him a British cigarette.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Wow. Well, that's how you get a fight. That's also how you get thrown the fuck off of every platform as possible. That's why I said British cigarette.